Here's my poor baby. Yeah. Sandy had a toe taken off because she broke a toe, eh? Yeah, she poor baby. She had that one removed. She twisted it. We don't know what she did, but so we got her whacked out on drugs and we got the cone on her and she's not too happy about that. You want to come out for a pee? No? It's pretty quiet today. Medication, I guess, got her. The poor thing. She's like, take this thing off me. I look ridiculous and I'm itchy. But then we've got to keep it on for at least 3 or 4 days for it to heal up. So I'll show you what I'm up to. But anyway, she's doing good. So don't worry about my dog. The vet did a full service on her there yesterday. Checked her glands and stuff like that. And she's, she's getting up there too, eh? But let me show you what I'm up to. All right. You guys know of all the problems I've been having with my chainsaw. So yesterday I bought a new chain. And yesterday everything was good because the chain was the right size. No problems, right? Let's just get to it. Not necessarily. My bar is very, very worn out. And it's basically taken me what should have been a 5-minute job to replace the chain. Turned into an hour and a half of me cursing at my chainsaw because chain's a little... Gonna have to retighten tomorrow, but right now it's kind of hot. So, but basically, we're gonna talk about those logs in a second. I put a good hurt on them today. See how it's kind of sitting out of the grooves a bit? That's just because I gotta readjust it again. But the groove in there, I guess the bar is flattened out over the years from all the stress I put on this bar. I mean, this bar has been put through a lot. Well, the chain was sitting too tight in the groove, and it wasn't going. It was like I had the brake on. And I didn't want to cook the clutch in this thing and stuff like that and then create real problems. So basically I had to get... yes, this is why I call this thing brimstone, because it howls in anger. But basically... that was strange. But basically... Ow, that's still hot. Yeah, that's right. Basically what happened was I had to get 2 screwdrivers and kind of open that up and play around with it, and it was a real pain. So I got it going. Once it started to turn on the bar, then everything was okay, but it was just to get it to sit in the groove. It's still not quite worked in there perfectly, but it'll go all the way in, but it won't move. So I guess what it does is pops out, and I guess plus it's a new chain, so it's stretching a bit and stuff like that. But I just cut a little bit. I cut maybe about 3/4 of a tank, and I mean, it went through that big freaking maple there at almost like free fall speed. This saw is never cut so good. This cuts better than my dad's saw, and that is saying a lot. My dad knows he's been doing it all his life. He knows how to sharpen a saw. But this 50cc monster brimstone there is quite the oh yeah. I'm feeling like I was so angry and pissed off yesterday. That doesn't happen to me very much. I'm usually a pretty patient man, but there's just sometimes things when you want them to work and they don't work, especially when you're racing against the weather. I mean, I could wake up to 2 feet of snow tomorrow morning, and then this job is going to get really, really, really miserable. So I want to get through this as fast as I can. That said, I literally haven't been at this for very long, but it's just it's getting late in the day and I got other things to do. That's the problem. If this is all I had to do, like anything, if it's all I had to do, no problem. You get it done. But when you have like 15 other things to do in a day, it kind of, jams you up. So you really need things to work. But, yeah, I was having a hard time cutting small stuff like that about a day or two ago. And I was like, how am I going to get this done? So $21, new chain. Yes. So hopefully everything goes good. Get this done. I will get a new bar for it when I have the money. But I think I'm going to have to go to still to get the bar. I don't think I could put a generic bar on this unless you got a generic bar that just accommodates every manufacturer. The closest people to me out at Irwin's store, and thanks Melanie for setting me up with the chain. It was the right chain. Girl I went to school with, and yeah, she helped me find the chain. Her dad owns the store and whatever. But anyway, the thing is they sell Husqvarnas, so they probably have a Husky bar there, but not a still bar. And I haven't looked at the Husky to see how their chain tensioner is on it. But sometimes you get these bars that are like just basic universal bars. But the problem is the way the chain tensioner is on this. There's a little nub that comes out, and if you don't have that hole in the bar, you can't use it, right? But if you're into the business angle of it and you're making bars, if you can accommodate, I don't know if you can accommodate still, Poulet, Husqvarna, Johnsert, all in one. If you can make a bar that'll just universal by like every extreme standard that this bar will work on anything, then yeah, you got yourself a good yeah, you're gonna have yourself a moneymaker. Because when guys like me need it, we need it. Like it's like my chain, that other chain. I mean, there's no comparison. Even at the height of getting that other chain to cut, it like didn't fall like I was actually, the saw was waiting for me going through that. That's a good I don't know, not quite 16-inch, probably about a 15-inch block at the and it's getting thicker, so 14, 15-inch blocks. And again, I was like, I was like, this is good. And then I kind of bend my knees a bit. It's like, oh, so what it's telling me is like, come on, hurry up, man. I want to go through this block. I got another one to cut. We got some wood to massacre here. So brimstone. So bottom line is, yes, it was a pain to get that chain to work. What it is, I think, is because the bar's flattened out over time with all the abuse I put on it. That bar, literally, I've cooked that bar a few times, just sitting there burling in the log like on this. So yeah, I'll get all that stuff hacked up, stuff like that, make new cuts with it. But yeah, the point is that yeah, it took a little to get the bar to work, but once I got the chain to spin on the bar, then I knew it was going to go, because then it would just kind of file out its own groove. It'll work its own way, it'll wear its way in there. But what I didn't want was, and I tried it, and it was like it was just like the brake was on, and the chain wasn't moving at all. And I gave it 2 or 3 shots, and I started seeing steam coming out of the clutch side. So I shut it down right away. So I took it apart. I must have took it apart about 15 times. Clean the track, try to widen it out with the screwdrivers, not too much so you deform the bar, but it's just where the problem was on this angle. It was the whole way, but it's the right pitch and everything like that. It's just the groove teeth are just, I guess you'd say the catch teeth in there, or whatever the proper terminology is for them, were too thick for this bar that's worn out. But if it works, it works. So brimstone is never cut better. Hopefully no more problems for the season. I really want to get this done. So tomorrow is jam night. But if I can get 5 logs cut tomorrow, especially if they're 5 logs like that, that makes me feel really good about myself, because Thursday, if I'm not working, and I don't think I'm going to be working this week for anybody else, so there was a total of 70 some odd logs here. I don't know what's in there now. I'm not going to bother counting them, but if I could do 10 logs a day, that would be nice, and then it'd be done within the week. And then it's just a matter of splitting. Splitting is the easy thing. That's like 3 days tops. And that's taking my time. All day, probably maybe 2 days tops. It's just like I say, I do maybe an hour, 2 hours at a time. I'm here by myself, so, and I got a ton of other things to do, and I got to take care of my dog, stuff like that. Can't just let her run rampant right now, because, don't want to get infected or anything like that on her operation. So, but it was very, very gratifying to saw through those. I will get you some GoPro footage of brimstone doing some log massacring. Take that, you bastards. Oh, wait. Take that, you freaking tamarack. Dull my saw. Oh yeah, that tamarack stuff is stuff. I couldn't even cut through that with the other chain. That's like a 6-7 inch log. That's nothing. This thing's just bleh, bleh. Like literally, the saw was waiting for me. I'm like, oh, that's great. But you gotta be careful of that too, because when you get a saw that cuts real fast like that, when you're not used to it, the next day you're like, oh, why is my back so sore? It's like, because you're cutting at almost free fall speed. It's awesome. But yeah, I went easy on it anyway, just to get used to the new chain. Everything works good. Plus, my brother lent us the chain jig, so I'm pretty happy with that. But it's nice to see a tank, actually cover enough progress to basically, in a nutshell, zip through these logs, especially the big stuff. Plus, as I get the big stuff away, it makes it easier for me to roll stuff down. Now, I'm kind of working backwards here in a slight way, because I had to, because I couldn't get through those. But now I can start on this end again and just start tossing everything onto the pile, which makes it easier for me again. I like it when life is easier and I don't have to keep, I want to work, basically pile up the stuff there, so as I'm splitting it, splitter's over there, as I'm splitting it, I pile it, and it's just, I don't have to walk for it. It's just, just moving along that. Again, you know, experience teaches you these things. I had to start on that side because I couldn't make any more headway on that side. But this guy's no longer a problem for my saw. I mean, just to give you an idea, I mean, I'm an 11 foot, so you get an idea of how big that, you know, these guys are. I think that the biggest one is sitting under there somewhere. I think it's still covered, but that's okay. I'll get to it. Yeah, the biggest one, here's the biggest one. That's my dad's saw getting through that. Now, I cut those blocks a little on the long side, so I might have to cut them again. But, yeah, it's nice to know that my saw will probably cut through these now. Now I think my dad's saw is 65 cc's. Mine's 50. But that little saw is pretty good, so with the new chain on it, I shouldn't have too much problem with that. It might just, the bar might be a little on the short. That's, well, again, so that's probably 16, 17, 18 inch maybe. So it'll be the very max of my bar anyway. But the outer of my boot is probably over a foot. So yeah, you get the idea. There's some pretty big pieces there. But that's the biggest one we got here. Last year I think there was one that was 36 inch. Just a honking big freaking chunk of wood. It's like the one log was like 3/4 of a cord of wood right in itself. So I'm going to get this done. We'll get it done today. But rain or shine, I got to get her done. The wood was dropped off really late this year, and that's why I'm in a bit of a panic and flustered. But tomorrow what I'll do is I'll probably get all this little stuff out of the way as fast as possible. So if I get like 5 of these cut and then have room to cut, you know, just free fall through these guys, that'll make life really easy for me. I'll get this one out tomorrow. Throw all the stuff there. If I can get this one out, great. If I can get that one out, great. And then these little guys. I know, my goal is 8 to 10 logs, which, I mean, I was happy with if I could get through 3 with this, with the old chain in one day. So that's like 2 tanks of fuel to get through 3 logs. That's how bad the chain was. And I'll show you the chain later on in another video, but I'm going to wrap it up now. But anyway, Brimstone is back, hissing and angry, and more furious or brimstoneier than it's ever been. Right on. There we go. My new chain. Plus, a sharp saw is a safe saw. A dull saw is a dangerous saw. There you go. All right, so have yourselves a great day, eh?